So, so my next topic would be latent functions. Latent functions are actions which are not intended are called latent functions. Next, my topic will be patriarchy. Patriarchy is a social system where men takes control of the society, and they are like controlling whole society. My next topic is social stability. Social stability is about maintaining social balance, and like where like people are not free minded, they have to function according to the society. So this is all for the first chapter. Moving on to the second chapter, where we will talk about culture. What is a culture? Culture is a shared set of influences such as values, beliefs, rules, and behavior and language. So we have a subculture as well, which tells us about it is a small group of people who share specific style, interest, and values in a smaller scale, which makes them different from others. So yeah, after that we have a third topic, which is popular culture. Popular culture is also known as pop culture. As we all know, many countries promote this, such as Korean culture, as we all know, K-pop. When a wide range of people have the same practices or belief, artistic expressions, as I gave you an example, which are trendy, that is known as popular culture. We have a counterculture as well. It tells us about a culture which oppose the rules and regulations of society is called counterculture. And my next topic will be diffusion. Diffusion refers to spread of cultural elements from one area or a group of people to other by contacting them. My last topic for this chapter would be globalization. Globalization, according to the sociologist, is an ongoing process that involves interconnected changes in the economy and different aspects of the society. So let's come to a third chapter, socialization. Socialization is a process in which we develop our personalities and human potential, as well as we learn about the society and culture. We have a mass media as our next topic. In sociology, mass media refers to large scale organization that use different technologies such as radio, print, to give us information and news, to interact with a larger group of people. So we have our peer group. Peer group consists of individuals who are from the same age but they are not your friends. It's called peer groups. Then we have agents of socialization. Agents of socialization, it helps in us to process socialization, and some examples of agents of socialization would be family, peers, school, workplace, media, and are like basically the most common factors of agents of socialization. Moving on to our fourth chapter, which is stratification. So in this chapter we have achieved, ascribed, and things related to poverty. So first I will start with achieved status. What is an achieved status? As the name suggests us, it refers to a social position that an individual acquires by his hard work. That is called achieved status, and these are things that he is not born with. On the other hand side, we have ascribed status, which refers the social position of a person which is assigned to him by birth, is called ascribed status. Now talking about the poverty. What is absolute poverty? It is a state where a person is barely even affording like basic necessity of food, which is shelter, food, and clothing. And another topic for this is relative poverty. What is relative poverty? Relative poverty is when a person is unable to live a lifestyle of an average person in the country. Basically, people who are below poverty line are called relative poverty. Then we have subjective poverty, when actual income of the person does not meet his example. For example, I'm giving an example. If I earn $5,000 per month, but my necessity and my expectation is $10,000 a month, so I am under subjective poverty. So next topic would be social stratification. Social stratification refers to a society categorizing its people into group based on several factors such as wealth, income, race, education, ethnicity, gender, and many other such things. So even in this social stratification, we have open and close. The closed one means when society gives more importance to the ascribed status of an individual. Ascribed status, as I have told you earlier, is the person who gets assigned to him by his birth. And open stratification is just the opposite, when the society gives more importance to the achieved status. Social mobility over here is very much possible. Moving on to our next topic, which is global stratification. Global stratification refers to unequal distribution of power and wealth amongst the country, and where the strong nations of the world influence and dominates the weak or lesser weak countries. Global inequality, it means people distribution, unequal distribution of resources and wealth amongst different nations. As we know, giving an example, North America is financially very strong. On the other hand, we have Africa continent, which is relatively poor than this. So this is global inequality. So just I said first world. So first world is our next topic. What does mean by first world? First world are mostly capitalistic countries which follows democracy, and primary examples of it will be Germany, Japan, USA, Canada, France, and UK. On the other hand side, we have second world countries. These are socialist countries which includes industrial developed but organized according to the state. We have examples such as China and Russia. There are two more topics under this, and the third topic is the third world countries. It includes the poorest and underdeveloped countries. In this, we have most of the Asia, India, and South America continent. We have core nations, which are the most dominant nations, highly industrialized, technology, and urbanized, as we told you in the first world countries. So we will learn about social mobility now. In society, if any change occurs in position, it is called social mobility. It doesn't matter if you go downwards or upwards. We have upward social mobility as well as downward social mobility. Yeah. So we have proletariat and bourgeoisie, which means proletariat means who are like working class, labor class, and bourgeoisie are the rich farm mill owners. Jumping on to the next chapter, we have assimilation. When a minority group adopts the custom and characteristics of the dominant culture, is known as assimilation. Conquest. What does conquest mean? As the name suggests, forcefully taking control of both land and people through military actions is known as conquest. What is discrimination? We learned this term when from a childhood. It means treating a specific social group unfairly due to your bias mindset. What is a dominant group? People with more power and influence in the society is known as dominant group. Ethical relativism. Treating all cultural practices equally is known as ethical relativism. What is ethnicity? Ethnicity is where a group of people share culture, including heritage, languages, religion, and such more things. Our next topic would be visible minorities. Visible minorities in Canada include like Hispanic people, South Asian people, and black people are visible minority in Canada who are non-white in color. Then we have subordinate group. A group with less power and influence is called a subordinate group. Next topic would be stereotypes. Simplified and often inaccurate ideas of a particular group of people is known as stereotypes. Then we have multiculturalism, recognizing and celebrating culture and racial diversity, promoting equality amongst the different cultures. The prime example I would love to give here would be Canada and of my home country, India. Both the countries are rich in multiculturalism and promotes multiculturalism. What is racialization? A process marking certain groups for unequal treatment is known as racialization.